Imagine a world where music wasn't just a collection of pleasant sounds, but a profound expression of human emotions, driven by the fundamental laws of nature. This was the world Jean-Philippe Rameau envisioned, a world where harmony, based on scientific principles, could unlock the very essence of musical expression. Born in 1683, in the heart of the Baroque era, Rameau dared to challenge the established norms of music, pioneering a revolutionary approach that would forever alter the course of Western music. Rameau's genius lay not simply in his compositions, though they were masterpieces in their own right, but in his profound understanding of music's underlying structure. He delved deep into the mathematics of sound, exploring the intricate relationships between notes, chords, and keys. His groundbreaking treatise, Traité de l'harmonie, published in 1722, laid bare these principles, establishing him as a leading musical theorist of his time. But Rameau's impact extended far beyond the realm of theory. He breathed life into his ideas through his compositions, crafting operas, ballets, and harpsichord pieces that pulsed with a new kind of energy and emotional depth. His music, infused with his theoretical innovations, was a revelation captivating audiences with its dramatic intensity and expressive power. Rameau's journey began in Dijon, France, where he was born into a family steeped in musical tradition. His father was an organist, and young Jean-Philippe absorbed the language of music from his earliest days. While his early life hinted at a promising musical career, it was his insatiable curiosity and relentless pursuit of knowledge that would set him apart. Unlike many of his contemporaries who adhered to traditional methods, Rameau sought to understand the fundamental principles governing music. He immersed himself in the writings of ancient Greek philosophers, fascinated by their theories on the harmony of the cosmos. He saw a connection between these ancient ideas and the intricate structure of music, a connection he was determined to explore. This pursuit of knowledge led him to publish his first book, Traité de l'harmonie réduite, Essais principes naturels, in 1722. This groundbreaking work challenged the prevailing musical theories of the time, proposing instead a system based on the natural laws of acoustics. Rameau's ideas were met with both praise and controversy, igniting fierce debates within the musical community. Rameau's impact on the world of music was nothing short of seismic. He wasn't content to simply compose beautiful melodies. He sought to understand the very essence of music, its structure, and its power to move the human soul. His exploration of harmony, rooted in scientific principles, provided a new framework for understanding and creating music, influencing generations of composers to come. His operas, such as Hippolyte et Aricie and Castor et Pollux, broke new ground in their dramatic intensity and emotional depth. His ballets, including Les Indes galantes, captivated audiences with their exoticism and vibrant energy. And his harpsichord works, such as the dazzling Pieces de Clavecin, showcased his virtuosity and innovative compositional techniques. Rameau's legacy, however, extends far beyond his individual works. He was a pioneer, a visionary who dared to challenge the status quo and reshape the musical landscape. His contributions to music theory laid the groundwork for the development of Western classical music, influencing composers from Mozart to Debussy. His compositions, with their dramatic flair and innovative use of harmony, continue to resonate with audiences today, reminding us of the enduring power of music to move, inspire, and transcend time. Jean-Philippe Rameau, a titan of Baroque music, was born on September 25, 1683, in Dijon, France. Born into a musical family, his destiny seemed preordained. His father, Jean, was a respected organist, filling churches with melodies. Music was the lifeblood of the Rameau household. Young Jean-Philippe grew up immersed in this vibrant soundscape. Surrounded by music, he absorbed its nuances naturally. His father nurtured his talent, instilling a deep reverence for the art. Jean-Philippe possessed a rare intellect seeking to unravel music's mysteries. Life in Dijon, though steeped in musical tradition, was far removed from the bustling artistic centres of Paris and Versailles. The city, known for its mustard and its historic parliament, offered a relatively quiet existence, providing a fertile yet somewhat isolated environment for the young Rameau's musical development. While he undoubtedly benefited from his father's guidance and the exposure to the rich musical life of the local churches, his early years were marked by a certain provinciality. Despite the limitations of his surroundings, Jean-Philippe's musical talents blossomed. He learned to play not only the organ, his father's instrument of choice, but also the harpsichord and the violin, demonstrating a remarkable aptitude for mastering different musical languages. His natural abilities were further honed through rigorous practice and a disciplined approach to his musical studies. Yet music was not the only pursuit that captivated the young man's mind. He received a well-rounded education at the Jesuit College in Dijon, immersing himself in classical literature, philosophy, and mathematics. This broad intellectual foundation would later prove invaluable, providing him with a unique perspective on music and its relationship to other disciplines. Unlike many of his contemporaries who viewed music solely through an artistic lens, Rameau sought to understand its scientific and mathematical underpinnings. As Jean-Philippe's musical abilities matured, so did his desire to explore the world beyond Dijon. At the age of 18, eager to expand his horizons and experience the wider musical landscape, he embarked on a journey to Italy, the very heart of the operatic tradition. This formative experience exposed him to the dramatic flair and emotional intensity of Italian opera, a style that would leave an enduring mark on his own compositional style. However, this Italian adventure proved to be short-lived. His father, a pragmatic man with a deep sense of family obligation, summoned him back to Dijon, urging him to seek a more stable and respectable profession. Jean-Philippe, ever the dutiful son, heeded his father's call and returned home, abandoning, for the time being, his dreams of pursuing a purely musical path. This return to Dijon, though perhaps disappointing in the moment, proved to be a blessing in disguise. It forced Rameau to confront the realities of making a living as a musician in a world where patronage and practicality often trumped artistic aspirations. He took up a series of organist positions in various provincial churches, honing his skills and gaining valuable experience. The organ, with its majestic presence and vast sonic palette, held a particular allure for Rameau. It was the instrument of his father, the instrument that had resonated through his childhood, and it became the instrument that would launch his professional career. He embraced the challenges of mastering its complexities, immersing himself in the art of organ playing and composition. His reputation as a skilled organist spread, leading him to accept a position in Avignon, a city steeped in history and renowned for its thriving musical scene. There, amidst the sun-drenched streets and ancient ruins, Rameau's musical talents flourished. He composed prolifically for the organ, his works showcasing his growing mastery of counterpoint, harmony, and the art of creating music that soared within the cavernous spaces of grand cathedrals. Avignon provided more than just a platform for Rameau's organ playing. It was a city teeming with artists, writers, and intellectuals, a melting pot of creativity that stimulated his own artistic development. He immersed himself in the intellectual currents of the day, engaging in lively discussions about music, theatre, and the burgeoning field of opera. From Dijon to Italy, expanding horizons. While the organ provided Rameau with a stable income and a creative outlet, the allure of Italy, with its vibrant operatic tradition, continued to beckon. He longed to experience firsthand the dramatic power and emotional intensity of Italian opera, a genre that was rapidly gaining popularity throughout Europe. In 1701, he once again set foot on Italian soil, this time travelling to Milan, a city renowned for its musical vibrancy. Milan in the early 18th century was a hotbed of operatic activity. Theatres buzzed with excitement as composers, singers and musicians from across Europe converged on the city, eager to make their mark on the operatic stage. Rameau, eager to absorb the latest musical trends and techniques, immersed himself in this world, attending countless operas, studying scores, and engaging in lively discussions with fellow musicians. This second Italian sojourn proved to be a turning point in Rameau's musical development. He was struck by the dramatic power of Italian opera, its ability to transport audiences to distant lands and evoke a whirlwind of emotions. He was particularly captivated by the works of Alessandro Scarlatti, a master of Italian opera seria, whose operas were renowned for their melodic beauty, harmonic richness and dramatic intensity. The call of composition. Rameau's experiences in Italy ignited within him a passion for composition, a desire to create music that would move audiences and leave an enduring mark on the world. He began to experiment with his own operatic ideas, sketching out scenes, crafting melodies, and exploring new ways to use harmony to heighten the drama and emotional depth of his music. However, his journey toward becoming a successful opera composer would be a long and arduous one. Opera was a notoriously competitive and demanding genre, requiring not only musical talent but also a keen understanding of theatrical conventions, a gift for crafting compelling narratives, and the ability to navigate the often fickle world of patrons and impresarios. Undeterred by these challenges, Rameau threw himself into the world of composition, determined to make his mark on the operatic stage. He continued to hone his skills as an organist and church musician, taking on various positions that provided him with financial stability while allowing him the freedom to pursue his compositional aspirations. He composed diligently, exploring different genres, experimenting with new ideas, and gradually developing his own unique musical voice. The science of sound. Rameau's early years were dedicated to mastering music, but he craved a deeper understanding. He yearned to unlock the secrets of its essence, to comprehend its fundamental principles. This led him to delve into acoustics, a field in its infancy. Rameau believed music was rooted in the natural laws of physics. He saw a connection between vibrations, sound waves, and mathematical ratios. To him, music was a science, a manifestation of the universe's order. Years of intensive study and experimentation culminated in 1722 with the publication of Rameau's magnum opus, Traité de l'harmonie réduite à ses principes naturels, treatise on harmony reduced to its natural principles. This groundbreaking work, a testament to Rameau's intellectual rigor and his unwavering belief in the scientific basis of music, would revolutionize the field of music theory and establish him as one of the most influential musical thinkers of his time. In Traité de l'harmonie, Rameau presented a comprehensive and systematic explanation of musical harmony, grounding it firmly in the principles of acoustics. He argued that harmony, far from being a matter of subjective taste or arbitrary rules, was governed by natural laws that could be understood and explained through mathematical principles. This revolutionary concept challenged the prevailing musical theories of the time, which were largely based on empirical observation and tradition. Central to Rameau's theory was the concept of the fundamental bass, a single bass note that he believed underpinned the harmonic structure of an entire chord. He argued that all the notes in a chord could be derived from this fundamental bass through a series of mathematically defined intervals, creating a sense of unity and coherence within the chord. This concept, radical in its simplicity and elegance, provided a powerful new tool for analyzing and understanding harmony. Rameau's exploration of harmony extended beyond the analysis of individual chords. He recognized that chords were not isolated entities, but rather building blocks that could be combined and sequenced to create larger musical structures. He delved into the relationships between different chords, exploring how they could be connected to create a sense of movement, tension, and resolution within a composition. He introduced the concept of chord progressions, arguing that certain sequences of chords possessed an inherent logic and flow that contributed to a piece's overall coherence and expressiveness. He identified specific chord progressions, such as the dominant tonic progression, which would become cornerstones of Western tonal harmony, shaping the sound of countless musical works for centuries to come. Rameau's exploration of chords and their relationships led him to develop a system for classifying different types of chords based on their intervallic structure. He distinguished between consonant chords, which produced a pleasing and harmonious sound, and dissonant chords, which created a sense of tension and instability. He further subdivided these categories, identifying specific types of chords such as major and minor triads, augmented and diminished chords, each with its own unique character and expressive potential. One of Rameau's most significant contributions to music theory was his articulation of the Doctrine of Inversions. Rameau recognized that the notes of a chord could be rearranged without altering its harmonic identity. By placing different notes of a chord in the bass, one could create different voicings or inversions of the same chord. These inversions possess distinct sonic qualities and expressive possibilities. Rameau's Doctrine of Inversions revolutionized the way musicians understood and utilized chords. Harmony as the foundation of music. Rameau believed harmony was the foundation upon which all music was built, providing structure and emotional impact. This marked a departure from earlier approaches that focused on counterpoint. His elevation of harmony paved the way for homophony, a texture that became dominant in the classical and romantic periods. A new era in music theory. The publication of Traité de la Harmonie marked a watershed moment in music theory. Rameau's work challenged tradition and ushered in a new era of musical thought. Despite initial controversy, his influence on Western music was profound and lasting. His theories laid the groundwork for Western tonal harmony, shaping classical music for centuries. From theory to practice. For Rameau, music theory was the foundation of his art. His compositions, infused with his theoretical principles, cemented his legacy. His music bore the unmistakable stamp of his innovations in harmony and counterpoint. His foray into opera truly unleashed his creative genius. Opera, with its grand scale and dramatic intensity, held a particular allure for Rameau. He saw it as a stage for his musical innovations. The French operatic scene was dominated by tragédie en musique, a highly codified genre. Breaking into this world required talent and audacity, which Rameau possessed. He was determined to make his mark on the operatic stage. In 1733, Rameau's operatic dreams were realized with the premiere of Hippolyte et Aricie. The opera, based on Greek myth, was a radical departure from prevailing conventions. Rameau's innovative use of harmony and orchestral color created dramatic intensity. The response was polarized, with some hailing it as a masterpiece and others scandalized. Rameau was accused of abandoning melody for complex harmonies and dramatic effect. Despite the controversy, Hippolyte et Aricie marked a turning point in Rameau's career. It established him as a major force in opera and opened the door for innovation. Rameau infused the genre with dramatic intensity and emotional impact. His operas explored universal themes, resonating with audiences across centuries. The dance of the exotic Les Indes galantes. Rameau made significant contributions to ballet, with Les Indes galantes being his most famous. The opera ballet captivated audiences with its exotic settings and vibrant music. Rameau's score transported audiences to distant lands with orchestral colour and rhythmic vitality. The choreography and costumes enhanced the sense of spectacle and otherworldly beauty. Harpsichord masterpieces, a fusion of innovation and tradition. Rameau's harpsichord works hold a special place in his legacy. These pieces showcase his mastery of the instrument and his ability to fuse innovation with tradition. His most famous collection, Pieces de Clavecin, continues to delight and challenge harpsichordists today. A legacy ignites. Rameau's impact on music extended far beyond his lifetime. His revolutionary theories and groundbreaking works shaped Western music for generations. His true impact lay in his ability to provoke and inspire others to forge their own paths. His emphasis on harmony and innovative operas expanded the expressive possibilities of the genre. After the premiere of Etched, a new generation of musicians emerged, embracing Rameau's innovations. These Ramists saw in Rameau's music a break from the stagnation of the prevailing tradition. They played a crucial role in disseminating Rameau's ideas and ensuring his name remained at the forefront of musical discourse. Despite their differences, they championed his cause with fervour and conviction. Rameau's influence sparked a movement to reform opera, creating works that were musically and dramatically compelling. His operas injected the genre with dramatic intensity and emotional realism. Composers like Gluck sought to create operas with beautiful simplicity and emotional impact. Rameau's innovations paved the way for the operatic reform movement of the 18th century. While Gluck was critical of certain aspects of Rameau's operas, particularly their perceived complexity and their adherence to traditional French forms, he acknowledged the profound influence the French master had had on his own musical development. He admired Rameau's mastery of harmony, his dramatic instincts, and his ability to create music that was both beautiful and expressive. Gluck's own operas, such as Orfeo ed Eurydice in 1762 and Alceste in 1767, reflect this dual inheritance, blending the elegance and emotional restraint of the French tradition with the melodic clarity and dramatic directness of the Italian style. These works, with their emphasis on simplicity, naturalness and emotional truth, helped to usher in the classical era in music, a period characterized by its balance, clarity and formal perfection. Rameau's influence can also be seen in the works of other composers of the classical era, such as Joseph Haydn and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. While these composers may not have directly imitated Rameau's style, they inherited his legacy of harmonic sophistication, his understanding of sonata form, and his belief in the expressive power of music. After a period of relative neglect in the 19th century, when his operas fell out of favour and his music was overshadowed by the Romantic composers, Rameau experienced a resurgence of interest in the 20th century. Musicians, scholars and audiences rediscovered the beauty, the complexity and the dramatic power of his works, recognizing him as a true master of the Baroque era and a pivotal figure in the history of Western music. This revival of interest in Rameau was fueled by a number of factors, including the growing movement for historically informed performance practice, which sought to recreate the sounds and styles of earlier musical eras, and the increasing availability of recordings, which allowed a wider audience to experience Rameau's music firsthand. Today, Rameau's music is performed and recorded regularly by leading orchestras, ensembles, and soloists around the world. His operas have returned to the stage, often in lavish productions that showcase their dramatic power and visual splendor. His harpsichord works have found a new generation of admirers drawn to their technical brilliance and their emotional depth. An enduring influence, Rameau's gift to music. Jean-Philippe Rameau's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of music to challenge, to inspire, and to transcend time. He was a true original, a visionary who dared to break with tradition and to forge his own path. His contributions to music theory revolutionized the way musicians understood and composed music. His operas expanded the expressive possibilities of the genre, and his harpsichord works continue to delight and amaze listeners centuries after they were written. But Rameau's true gift to music lay not simply in his individual achievements, but in his unwavering belief in the power of music to move the soul, to stimulate the intellect, and to connect us to something larger than ourselves. He showed that music was not merely entertainment, but a profound expression of the human spirit, a force capable of transforming lives and shaping the course of history. His legacy continues to inspire and challenge us today, reminding us that music is a living, breathing art form with the power to transcend boundaries, to ignite passions, and to speak to the very core of our being. And so, the echoes of Rameau's genius resonate through the centuries, a testament to the enduring power of music to move, to inspire, and to transform. The enduring echo of Rameau's genius. Rameau's journey from Dijon to the Paris Opera showcases his intellect, innovation, and artistic vision. He was a musical architect, rebuilding harmony with scientific rigor and artistic expression. His trait de l'harmonie illuminates the intricate mathematics underlying music. Rameau transformed the operatic landscape with dramatic intensity and emotional depth. His influence touched countless musicians, reshaping Western music. Today, his music continues to captivate and challenge, sparkling like diamonds in musical history. A legacy etched in sound. Rameau's legacy is not a static monument, frozen in time and confined to the dusty pages of music history books. It's a living, breathing force, carried on the breath of musicians, resonating in concert halls and opera houses around the world. Every time a harpsichordist's fingers dance across the keys, bringing to life the intricate counterpoint and rhythmic vitality of his suites, Rameau's spirit is present. Every time an orchestra swells with the dramatic intensity of his operatic overtures, his vision is realized anew. His music, far from being a relic of a bygone era, speaks to the timeless essence of the human experience, our joys, our sorrows, our passions, our fears. It reminds us that music is not merely a collection of sounds, but a language capable of expressing the full spectrum of human emotions. Rameau's legacy is a challenge, a call to arms for musicians and music lovers alike to never cease exploring, experimenting, and pushing the boundaries of what music can be. He reminds us that true artistry lies not in blind adherence to tradition, but in the courageous pursuit of innovation, in the relentless quest to unlock the secrets of sound and harness its power to move, to inspire, to transport. Beyond the Baroque horizon. As we stand on this side of history, gazing back at the towering figure of Jean-Philippe Rameau, his genius transcends the Baroque era. His exploration of harmony and timeless qualities resonate through the centuries. His music remains modern in complexity and boldness, reflecting the human experience. Rameau's legacy shows music as an evolving art form, a conversation continuing today. His voice inspires and reminds us of music's power,